Well, hello there, kids and cadets. Welcome back to a top five. Now, we haven't done one of these in a little while, but hey, we got a little extra time on our hands, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to make a top five video about my top five favorite Disney animated movies. Now, these are the non-Pixar animated movies. Now, the reason that this became a thing is that my buddy from the Nick Flicks podcast, Nick, put this on a thing on Facebook I put out there about what was your comfort or go-to movie. And he listed one of my top five favorite Disney movies. I was like, you know what? I need to do a top five about that. So I put out the question. Nick gave me the answer. That gave me the idea. So thanks to Nick for the really good idea. And by the way, if you haven't checked out Nick Flicks, go check it out. It's a really cool audio podcast. And I've been a guest on it a couple times and had an absolute blast. And I'm hoping to get Nick on our live show here sometime soon. Anyway, so tonight we will be talking about our top five Disney animations. And like I said, this is going to be all pre-Pixar or Pixar free. So we'll do maybe we'll do a, maybe we'll do a Pixar one later so that I can talk about Toy Story and all these other things. Now, most of the selections that you're going to see in tonight's video are going to be because they have an emotional resonance with me, or they mean something to me specifically. And of course, and I think that's the way most favorites work, right? That's because not just because I thought it was a cool video or something along those lines, but because there's a resonance to me and it meant something to me. And that's what we're doing here. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about our top five. And of course, I have a couple honorable mentions. So there's the five, and we have two honorable mentions. Number one is Atlantis, The Lost Empire. And this was released in 2001. Now, this was at a prime age for my kids. Both of my older boys were born right around this time. And as they were growing up, this is one of the videos that they watched quite often. And so I watched it with them. And as as they got older, I started realizing that there were some really cool voice actors in this, including Michael J. Fox is the voice of Milo in this. And it's a really cool show. And I very much enjoy Atlantis. I think it's a really cool movie. Just didn't crack my top five, but it's right up there as an honorable mention. All right, second honorable mention. Honorable mention numero dos, as some would say, is the movie Treasure Planet. Now, you can tell me that Skeleton Crew from Star Wars was not a live-action remake of Treasure Planet, and I'll call you a liar. There's so many similarities, and there's so many things that line up just perfectly between Skeleton Crew and Treasure Planet. Yeah, it's just a really cool story, and it's a fun movie to watch. And like I said, I'll call you a liar, and I'll fight you about it, but I'm pretty sure that Skeleton Crew is just a live-action remake of Treasure Planet. Either way, go watch Skeleton Crew, go watch Treasure Planet. You're going to have a good time either way. But okay, so those are our honorable mentions. Let's get into the meat of this story with our number five. Number five is The Jungle Book. This was released back in 1967, probably at the height of Disney animation for that era. You'll notice in some of these videos the difference in animation styles with Disney between that time and this and our more modern era. Now, Jungle Book is really cool. As a kid, I always loved King Louie. I love this song. I want to be like you. Anyway, and then there's the Vultures. I don't know what you want to do. I don't know. Oh, don't stop that again. There's so many quotable things about the Jungle Book. It's a great story. It's a lot of fun, and frankly, it's one of those movies that if it's on, I'm going to sit down and watch it, whether it's by myself, if I'm just flipping through the channels and it happens to be on, or if I'm with some kids or something. This movie is always going to be a straight play, straight watch. Let's get it going. But yeah, that's number five, The Jungle Book. Number four is Meet the Robinsons. I think this movie got slept on a bunch. It's a fantastic story with some of the greatest lines. I still love that the bowler hat guy got the bowler hat that could control everybody on top of the T-Rex when he went through with the time machine, and the T-Rex could talk. I got a big head, little hands. I don't know how much this plan was thought out, master. Anyway, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Very much enjoy that movie. It's just it's just good, clean fun. And this was released back in 2007. So again, this is something that I watched with my kids, and I very much enjoyed it. And if you have never seen Meet the Robinsons, I strongly suggest it. It's just one of those movies that you'll watch and you go, and if you haven't seen it before, you're going to go, man, how come I haven't watched this before? I should have really watched this. I should be paying more attention to this. And if you have watched it before and you didn't really pay attention to it, pay attention to it now, because I guarantee it's going to be one of your favorites moving forward. All right, that's Meet the Robinsons. That's number 4. Number 3 on our top 5 is also from that classic Disney era. It is the movie Robin Hood, released in 1973, 3 years before yours truly was brought into this earth. It's just a very cool. Yeah, Roger Whittaker singing the songs in this is iconic. The Not in Nottingham song. I love the fact that you got the Jungle Book characters basically in a different movie, all with the same voices. But yeah, it's just, except for Shere Khan is not Shere Khan. He's Little John and a baby, and it's a lot of fun. But there's the snake. There's Baloo is now, no, he's Little John, not Prince John. Anyway, yeah, I got it mixed up in my head, but I think you know where I was going with this. But Robin Hood, it's a lot of fun, good storytelling, and yeah, just very, very enjoyable movie. Not to mention that there's some really memorable songs in this that will get stuck in your head for days. But yeah. So yeah, if you haven't watched it, please go check out Robin Hood. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's made my top 3 consistently anytime I've ever talked about Disney movies. Number 2. Now, these last 2 movies I'm going to take a little bit more time on. I kind of rushed through some of the top 5, but these 2 I'm going to take a little bit more time on. Number 2 is the movie that I was answered by Nick from Nick Flicks podcast that made me create this list. And that is The Great Mouse Detective. This was released back in 1986, back when I was a kid. I remember seeing this in the theater. Vincent Price does the voice of Ratigan. And basically, it's the story of Sherlock Holmes in mouse and rat form. It's just a really fun story. And, instead of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, it's, you've got, it's just, I love this movie. I can't tell you how much I love this movie. It's just, it's so much fun. And Vincent Price, he was an older gentleman by the time this came out. And so he wasn't doing much on screen anymore, but he had become a voice actor because his voice was so iconic. And as Professor Ratigan, the villain of this story, you really do buy into the fact that Ratigan fella is something evil and that he's something bad. And Vincent Price's voice sells it. And I don't think that with a voice that iconic for a villain that you can sleep on it, that you can ignore this movie. So thank you to Nick from Nick Flicks podcast for suggesting this movie in my Facebook post about what is your comfort watch, your comfort movie, your comfort TV show. He had talked about just watching this with his family. He has a couple little boys, and talked about how much they enjoyed it. And I was so excited to hear that another generation is being turned on to The Great Mouse Detective and enjoying this story. It's got humor, it's got drama, it's got action, and it's all wrapped up into that mid-'80s Disney animation style that's just a lot of fun to watch and makes you want to pay attention to what's going on. So, Great Mouse Detective. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. And then go check out Nick Flicks. I know I've said that a couple times, but really, good dude, good show. You'll love it. All right. Number 1 in the top 5, numero uno, The Big Enchilada. This is I shouldn't say probably, this is definitely my all-time. That's why it's number 1, right? This is my all-time favorite animated Disney movie. This one was my comfort movie when I was a little kid. And I remember seeing this and identifying with the movie. And yeah, and that's The Fox and the Hound. It was released back in 1981. I was 5 years old when this movie came out. I remember in the mid to late 80s when, back in the day, kids, we actually used to go to video stores and rent something called a VHS tape and play it on our VCR. I'm not going to tell you what any of those abbreviations means. You're going to have to do something on the Googles, and you're going to head up the Googs and go check it out. But Fox and the Hound is a wonderful movie. It's about friendships that are not supposed to happen. It's about found family. It's about all these things. And I was, as a child of divorce at the time and looking for friends and experiencing found family in the mid 80s, this was a pretty important movie to me. And it meant a lot to me. And I think that's also why, honestly, even though it's not in the same vein, that's also why Star Wars is so important to me. One of Star Wars' biggest tropes, one of its biggest storylines is found family. And so that's what happens here with the Fox and the Hound. The Fox and the Hound should never have been friends. They should have been enemies, but yet they found each other. They became family. And Todd and Copper. I absolutely love this movie, and I'm so excited every time it comes on. And I can't tell you how excited I am that I when I get a chance to watch it, it just brings back a lot of really deep-seated good memories. And so anytime I have a chance to talk about Fox and the Hound, somebody's like, well, what's your favorite Disney movie? Fox and the Hound. It's Fox and the Hound. Oh, what about this movie? What about that? No, it's Fox and the Hound. I have other movies that mean a lot to me, and we've talked about some of those already in this list, but Fox and the Hound has that special place in my heart, and it always will, and that's okay. Now, as we've gone through this list, chances are you have disagreed with things that are on this list. One of our team members here, Ben, was already unhappy with the fact that Atlantis and Lost, or Treasure Planet rather, were not in my top 5, not in my top 3, that they were only honorable mentions. And so I'm thinking, Ben might even do a rebuttal video. If he does, that'd be great. I'd love to see what he thinks are the top 5 non-Pixar Disney movies. And maybe we'll get to do the Pixar movie list as well. But yeah, hey, whether you like my list or not, let me know down in the comments down below. And let's talk about it. I'd love to see what your thoughts are. And let's have a fun chat about it. And if you're not already following us here on YouTube, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button. It's a completely free action that costs you $0 to do. And it helps us tremendously. And if you haven't checked out our interviews, you're definitely going to want to do that. We've been getting some really cool actors, writers, directors, producers on the show lately. And I think there's some fun listens out there for you guys. And of course, you can listen to us on your favorite audio podcast providers like Apple Podcasts or Spotify, but we strongly suggest Good Pods. Good Pods has been very good to us. See what I did there? Good Pods, good to us. Anyway, but yeah, check that out. And hope you guys liked this list and hope you guys have had a fun time with it. And we'll see you on the next top 5, hopefully sooner rather than later. And then on that note, may the force be with you as you continue to live long and prosper. Goodbye.
Copyright 2025 FSF Podcast. Reference any specific product or entity mentioned on this podcast does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by FSF Podcast. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact us via email at info@fsfpodcast.com.